Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs of 17th and 18th of May. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app, and here you can get the current affairs in quiz format as well as in easy digest format. And this is how you can attempt the quiz. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. This is the name of Telegram channel, GKToday YouTube, and this is the link. The link of GKToday Academy app and the link of this Telegram channel is given in the description box. Please check that. Now we have started a new channel and this is Civils Academy. So you can follow it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. The Chief Minister of which state or union territory has been recently elected unopposed to the State Legislative Council. So some states in our country have two houses. There are bicameral states. Bicameral means they have State Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. So recently, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, and few other candidates were declared to be elected unopposed to the State Legislative Council. It is important to note that Mr. Thackeray did not contest election and therefore he was not a member of Legislative Assembly. Now, in order to continue as Chief Minister, he was required to be a member of either house of the state legislature. So as per the Constitution of India, any person who is not a member of either house can be a minister for 6 months. Which union ministry has successfully patented the affordable PPE? What is PPE? It is personal protective equipment. So recently, MOD, that is Defense Ministry, in association with NRDC, that is National Research Development Corporation, has filed a patent for the low-cost PPE which was developed by Indian Navy. What is NRDC? It is National Research Development Corporation and it is under Ministry of Science and Technology. Now, it is important to note that this equipment developed by Indian Navy is made up of a special fabric and therefore it is of high quality and high breathability. Usually, right now, the doctors are facing the problem that this PPE kit which are available in market, they are not so comfortable to wear entire day. Affordable rental housing complexes, that is ARHC, that are proposed in the economic stimulus package are to be constructed under which scheme? So, recently Prime Minister announced 20 lakh crores package under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, and as a part of that announcement, the Finance Minister proposed that the Government of India will launch a scheme under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and the scheme intends to provide affordable rental housing complexes which will be constructed through PPP. What is PPP? It is public-private partnership. That means government and private organizations are going to collaborate for this project. And the scheme, that means this government scheme will also incentivize industries and state government agencies as well as to this central government organizations to develop ARHC, that is affordable rental housing complexes, and to operate them. What is the estimated growth rate of India in 2020 as per the UN World Economic Situation and Prospectus report? So it is approximately 1.2%. So recently United Nations released this World Economic Situation and Prospectus report. As per this report, the global GDP is estimated to shrink by 3.2% in 2020 due to this pandemic situation. Now, the report also estimated that India is going to grow at 1.2% in 2020 and later in next year, India is going to revive and the estimated growth rate is going to be 5.5% in 2021. Who represented India in the G20 Virtual Trade and Investment Ministers meeting through video conferencing? So we have already covered this question in our news segment. So Mr. Piyush Goyal represented India in this G20 virtual meeting. Now for this year, Saudi Arabia is the president of G20 next year, that means in 2020, Italy is going to host G20 summit, while India is going to host G20 summit in 2022. India will also host Interpol conference in 2022. The headquarters of Interpol is in Lyon in France, and CBI, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, represent India in Interpol. Now recently, Italy was also in news because of I Feel You. So these are bracelets started by Italy to ensure social distancing. Italy was also in news as the headquarters of FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, is in Italy. And recently FAO released a report, and the name of that report is Global FRA. What is FRA? It is Forest Resource Assessment. What is the name of Padma Bhushan awardee and veteran National Professor of Bangladesh who passed away recently? So he was Professor Anisuzzaman. So he was the well-known educationist and professor. He passed away recently. Apart from him, recently, veteran Bengali author Debesh Roy passed away. In addition to him, actor Sai Gundewar passed away. Now, if we talk about Bangladesh, capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka, currency is Taka, and Sheikh Hasina is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Her party is Awami League, and Riva Ganguly Das is India's High Commissioner to Bangladesh. Kampa funds is associated to which union ministry? So Kampa stands for Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority, and it was set up under MOEF, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Why it was set up? It was set up to promote afforestation activities as a way of compensating for the forest land diverted to non-forest purpose. Now suppose this was a forest land. Now an industry was set up in this forest area. So in order to compensate for this, the afforestation work will be done somewhere else on a different land, and this will be done through Kampa. Now why this Kampa was in news recently? It was in news because in the economic stimulus package, it was proposed that the plans worth rupee 6,000 crores of Kampa funds will be approved shortly for the afforestation and plantation work as well as for the forest protection. Which global organization has approved 1 billion USD accelerating India's COVID-19 social protection response program? So this was recently approved by World Bank. It is important to note that World Bank had already approved $1 billion. So in total, World Bank committed $2 billion for India as of now for this pandemic situation. So this COVID-19 Special Protection Response Program is related to World Bank. The chief of World Bank is David Malpass. And recently, the chief economist of World Bank, P.K. Goldberg, resigned. The chief economist of IMF is Geeta Gopinath. Now, in fact, IBRD is also part of World Bank Group. And recently, Ashok Michael Pinto was appointed as US representative to IBRD. What is Event Bot that was in news recently? So, it is a malware. What is malware? It is a software with malicious intentions. So, according to CERT, this malware attacks the Android users and it steals their financial information. So, those Android users who use mobile banking in their mobile phones might be vulnerable to this new malware. Now, what is CERT? It is Computer Emergency Response Team of India, and it is under MEITY. It is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. SAMARTH Enterprises Resource Planning is e-governance platform launched by which union ministry? So it was launched by MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, and it is ERP. What is ERP? It is Enterprise Resource Planning. So this platform has been developed under National Mission of Education in Information and Communication Technology Scheme, that is NMEICT. So this SAMARTH initiative is a part of NMEICT, and it is an open source automation engine for universities and higher educational institutions, and it was launched at NIT Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is in Haryana. What is Sachet, which was recently commissioned by the Indian Coast Guard? So recently, Union Defence Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh digitally commissioned a ship ICGS Sachet and two interceptor boats C-450 and C-451. So this Sachet is Indian Coast Guard ship, and recently it was digitally inaugurated by Defence Minister in Goa. Digitally commissioned by the Defence Minister in Goa. And the Sachet is a first in the series of 5 offshore patrol vessels. So it is a series of 5. ICGS Sachet is first in the series, and it will be designed and built by Goa Shipyard Limited, that is GSL. So now Indian Coast Guard has reached a landmark of 150 ships and boats. Now Indian Coast Guard is under Ministry of Defence. Present Defence Minister is Rajnath Singh. Recently, the Defence Expo was organized in Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. Recently, Uttar Pradesh was in news as it became the first state where ventilator facility is available in all districts of the state. Uttar Pradesh was also in news as it became the first state to start pool testing. It was the first state to geotag community kitchens, and for this purpose, Uttar Pradesh partnered with Google. Now recently, Google Pay started Nearby Sport initiative. Answer in comment box, what is the purpose of this initiative? So this ICGS Sachet will be deployed for the monitoring of EEZ. EEZ stands for Exclusive Economic Zone. Now answer in comment box, till what nautical miles EEZ is considered? Which global organization signed a $145 million agreement with the Government of India and the Government of West Bengal? So recently AIIB, that is Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, signed this agreement with Government of India and West Bengal government, and this project will be implemented to improve the irrigation services and to ensure the flood management in Damodar Valley Command area in West Bengal. So AIIB is a China-led bank, and the headquarters of AIIB is in Beijing in China. On the other hand, the headquarters of Asian Development Bank is in Philippines. Goal, that is going online as leaders, is an initiative of which union ministry? So it is an initiative of MOTA, that is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And as a part of this initiative, the Ministry of Tribal Affairs has partnered with Facebook to provide mentorship and training to the tribal youth through digitally enabled program. And recently, it was in news because Tribal Affairs Minister Mr. Arjun Munda launched this scheme in certain new areas. Now recently, Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda was also in news as he was elected as the president of AAI. What is AAI? It is Archery Association of India. It is important to note that India is going to host the two events of Commonwealth Games, and these two events are archery and shooting. So these two events of Commonwealth Games are going to be organized in Chandigarh, while the rest of the events are going to be organized in Birmingham in UK. INLCU L57 ship that was recently commissioned has been built by which shipbuilder? So it has been built by GRSE, that is Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers. And recently it was in news because the Commander-in-Chief of Andaman and Nicobar Command recently commissioned this INLCU L57 ship into the Indian Navy at Port Blair, and it has been built by GRSE Kolkata. As per the third advanced estimates of production of major crops for 2019-20, what is the estimated total food grain production in our country? So it is 295.67 million ton. So recently, the Ministry of Agriculture released the third advanced estimates of production of major crops, and as per this estimation, it is 295.67 million ton, which is higher than the previous year, and it is higher by 10.46 million ton as compared to previous year. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover important news. You can skip it if you want current affairs only in question answer format. So first news is related to Odisha. Odisha was in news because of cyclone Amphan. So IMD, that is India Meteorological Department, is responsible for the weather forecast and cyclone warnings, and IMD is under Ministry of Earth Sciences. Now answer in comment box who is present IMD chief. Next news is related to UPSC, that is Union Public Service Commission. So it is a constitutional body, and recently Vasudha Mishra was appointed as the secretary of UPSC. In addition to this appointment, recently Jubair Iqbal was appointed as the new MD of Jammu and Kashmir Bank. Next news is related to important day. So on 16th of May, National Dengue Day was celebrated. So on 16th of May, the National Dengue Day was observed to spread awareness about dengue in our country. Next is related to Delhi Police. So recently Delhi Police launched Thermal Corona Combat Headgear. So as the name suggests, this equipment has been launched to protect the people who are working as a frontline warrior from COVID-19. So what is the utility of this particular headgear? Actually, this headgear will enable the police person to detect the temperature of large number of people from a distance. Now Delhi was also in news because of Operation Shield. Apart from that, Operation Namaste was also in news. Answer in comment box, this Operation Namaste is associated to which organization? Next is related to CSIR. CSIR stands for Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and Prime Minister is the ex officio president of CSIR. So recently, researchers from CSIR has developed light carbon foam batteries, and these batteries can replace lead batteries. And what is so special about these light carbon foam batteries? Actually, these are easy to fabricate, and these batteries are non-toxic. Next news is related to MOD, that is Ministry of Defense. So recently DTI, that is Defense Testing Infrastructure Scheme, was approved by Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh, and the scheme is to be implemented at an estimated amount of rupee 400 crores. So this will help in promoting indigenous defense capabilities. Next news is related to Chhattisgarh, as recently Chhattisgarh decided to launch Rajiv Gandhi Kisan Nyaya Yojana. And last news is related to NDMA, that is National Disaster Management Authority. So NDMA launched NMIS, that is National Migrant Information System. So it is a central online repository of migrant workers. So it has been launched by NDMA. Now homework for you. First one is what is Project 39A, and second is what is collective conscience. This term was in news recently in the context of death penalty cases. So these were the important news. Thank you for your time, and that's all for the day.